Okay, this is the east side of the house, east upstairs. We're going to have some kind of plumbing up here. You got a plumbing vent pipe that does not extend a minimum of 3 inches above the roof. Also, if you stand over here, and this is the east side, we're on the north side of the house, the back side of the house. If you'll look across here, you kind of see that it's a little bit sway back. It's a little sway back like a mule. That's called sumping. We've got a little bit of sumping going on right there. We're just kind of moving on along. Let's see what can we see from this angle here, because we're lookers. I'm going to bring a camera pole out. And then we're moving on along. This deck, they painted it. Why did you do that? Okay, spaces are not supposed to be wider than 4 inches so kids don't get stuck in that. But what's happened is we've taken this deck and we painted it instead of staining it. Deck is a cellulose material. Okay, moisture will go into wood like a sponge. It needs to dry out like the sponge dries out. When you've taken the deck like this and you've painted it like it's happened, it's like taking a jar and taking the lid off of the jar, turning the jar upside down and putting it on the ground. And you see all the moisture inside the jar coming up out of the ground. A science project. Well, that's what's happening here. Any moisture that comes up out of the ground is encapsulated underneath the deck, okay, and just sits there and causes rot. It's conducive to wood-destroying insects, very termite friendly. Our spaces are a little too wide right there. Now the deck is pretty much enclosed. It's wood-to-ground contact all the way around. I don't know how it's sealed. I don't know how it's framed. I don't know some of these things about the deck. But, you know, are you going to get some good use out of it? Yeah, you can sit out here and, you know, smoke a nice, rich Maduro cigar and enjoy a nice craft beer, and you'll be all right. You'll be all right for a little while, but sooner or later, we're going to be replacing this. You know, this wood rot's coming in here. You see that? It's going to get replaced. Now we're in the back. This is the primary bedroom suite area. Some of our mortar has washed out right in here. Now we look up here. This is kind of interesting. Rain gutters are not supposed to discharge directly onto the roof covering. Now, while I was up here and I was just watching, I just watched water drip off the butt end of the rain gutter. The water's supposed to run from the butt end of the rain gutter to the downspout. Then unfortunately the downspout discharges onto the roof, but it should go out a better way. I just saw the water drip again. So that's not draining like it's supposed to. And we got the little metal special flashing right here. Well, that's actually from up here. We got a fascia board. That's the cap flashing for the siding. They put it right up over that, and it fell down and it's laying right there. And what caused a lot of things brought my attention to this corner. But what's going on with all the, what's going on with all the flat? Do you think water can get up in there? I do. That's what I think. I think water can get up in there. And remember when this video started a long time ago when you just, you know, when we were new friends? Well, this is the primary bedroom suite. This is the primary bedroom suite bathroom. That is another plumbing waste vent right there. That's not 3 inches above the ground, above the roof covering. That guy right there is just too short. So we're kind of moving on along here. This is not a retaining wall. Okay, this is a landscaping wall. So it wasn't designed to be a retaining wall. It's not designed to perform like a retaining wall. If you get a little bit of support right there, then yay. Our electric receptacle outlets, okay, they should have protective covers around them, okay, bubble covers, if you will. Some people, they're called in-use covers. That way you can plug your bug zapper in and it can rain and it'll be safe. Right now it's about to rain. We got our bug zapper trapped up in there. And the door's just swinging wide open. How about that? Very interesting. So we're moving on along. Then we come over here. That's called a cornice. So that's our fascia cornice. We got a little bit of a gap right in there. We got our primary bedroom, suite, bathroom, bathtub, picture window, kick out. We got a little bit of gap between the siding and the concrete right there. You see these little holes around here? That tells us that this is a post-tension cable slab foundation. We don't know what kind of a post-tension cable slab. We don't know if we've got grade beams. We don't know if we've got piers. We know we got cables. So we've got that. And so far, I mean, none of that looks just terribly horrible. You might want to paint that or something, or put a little parge on it. It's just not at that point. This is one of the very few cracks I've seen in the foundation perimeter. Our gas piping has been painted. Our gas piping has been bonded. That's nice. Everything's good like that. If you'll come up here and you'll look, this is probably one of the first examples, but this is the primary bathroom again, but this second window. If you look up underneath there, you can see those little dots. It's fogging. It's fogging. When these windows fog, you do not lose any energy. Okay, some people say, oh, you lost your seal, you lose your energy. You won't be able to measure it. You don't lose any security. It's ugly. Texas Real Estate Commission considers the seals broken, so it's a defect. And it might be easier for you to buy a fogging window than it will be for you to sell a fogging window. Something to think about. Okay, now this window, by the way, this is a good example. If we walk around here, we'll notice that every so often we have weep holes. Okay, because brick is a very good building material. This house can burn down, you can reuse the brick. It's a great building material, it's a good insulator. But one thing about brick is it's porous. If the rain hits it, water goes right through it. Lawn sprinkler system hits it, water goes right through it. So we have these weep holes. Now most of the time, the only thing that's going to come out here is water vapor. If you have an event, you might see water come out, but for the most part it's just water vapor. But we need those. That's our building practices. We know the brick is porous. We know we live in North Texas. We know we want to use the brick. We want to use the brick for all the good things it's for, but we had to plan around it. We had to plan for it to be porous, so we've got these weep holes. That's what those are for. Now this is the drainage plane. There's a drainage plane behind the brick, and it stops when it reaches the foundation. And so where the drainage plane stops, that's where the weep holes go. Go over some of these windows. Now this one is framed in with wood or wood-like products and siding and stuff, but this window right here, it's framed in. It has brick above it, and above that, what's holding that brick up is a metal lintel. Okay, and with that metal lintel, we have disrupted the drainage plane. So at that point, we need another weep hole around all the windows that have brick above them. And you also notice that these lintels, those white metal lintels up there, well, they're starting to rust. Why are they rusting? Because water's sitting on top of them? Oh, maybe. This is a better angle. I'm going to back up a little bit, but I was talking about the gap around the cornice siding right there. That's a good example right there. A tree should not be closer than 25 feet to a structure to allow for root growth and to keep the branches from tearing your stuff up. I know these are little crepe myrtles, they're decorative or whatever, but no, it's not supposed to be within 25 feet. And coming over here, you know what we don't have? Across the front of the house, we don't have rain gutters. Look at the brick. I think water's been running off of this onto the wall. And brick is porous. Water goes through it. Water's running off. And the roofer will say, code doesn't say you need rain gutter there. Doesn't say anything about it. Well, you're right, Mr. Roofer, you're right. It doesn't say that you have to have a rain gutter. It does kind of, it's implied that, you know, some thought goes into a document, a living, breathing document like the code. A growing, evolving document like the code. And what the code says is that the water runoff should be managed so that it doesn't go into some sort of a sewer, so that it doesn't go into a noxious place, cause damage and stuff. It doesn't say you have to use a rain gutter. It doesn't say you have to use a rain gutter at all. It just says it should be managed. If you don't have a rain gutter, you're not managing nothing. Okay? Texas Housing Authority. This might be in it or not. I don't agree with this one, but nobody pays me. I'm just a mockingbird. I recite this. Texas Housing Authority says that all houses should have rain gutters. Now, some houses are designed differently, but that's what the Texas Housing Authority says. Okay, that's what the International Residential Code says. So, you know, I think it's not good that water runs against your brick and goes into your wall right there. I just thought, oh, you know what I just saw? Look at this. This is the water heater. This is the west water heater. And we've got two pipes here. One's for the safety pan and one's for the temperature pressure relief valve. And the temperature pressure relief valve is too tall. I got a video for that coming in the water section. And I've got water coming out of this TMP valve right here. I just saw it drip. Look at that. So this valve is failing. You gotta look. Run right through it. Go through it fast. Moving on along. Well, of course, over here a little bit, we got some more erosion. Where the water's coming down, we got some more erosion between our mortar and our brickwork. Right here, we do not have kick-out flashing. The step flashing that comes out here should be bent in, according to the rules, should be bent in and sealed to help prevent moisture coming in. You can see the little nails backing out. So all that detail right. See, look, water can get in there to you. This window is fogging. That's 2 fogging windows that we found so far. This one is missing a screen as well. We're going along. No in-use covers. No weepos over our lintels. We got a few more windows that are fogging. Let's see if I can come up with a good example. Got a little bit of hail damage that's around here. So we've experienced some hail. Exterior light fixtures should be sealed. In-use cover. I'm looking for drill holes maybe. Now down here, okay, on this siding, this casework that goes around the front door, this is a good example. This has been here for a while. This is an existing home. It's not a new home. We expect some normal wear and tear. It can't stay pristine forever. Everybody understands that. Cut us some slack. I'm an old man. I need some slack. This is an older home. Let's get it some slack. But if there had been a gap underneath this woodwork right here, it would have dried out more often and sealed, and instead of looking like this part, it would look more like this part. Why does it look like that part? Well, because water doesn't get to it. Why does water get to it? Because it can't reach it. So water can reach this? You bet it can. Why? Because we didn't raise it up off the ground. Oh, we didn't raise it up off the ground. Going along. This flat work, it's 50 degrees today. If it's 30 degrees today, this is an ice rink. Trees shouldn't be closer than 24 feet. We got the step flashing issues repeating themselves over and over again. And then come over here. No step flashing. No rain gutter. Alright? Come over here. Just study the wall. Just watch it for a moment. See, looks awful dark down here, doesn't it? Because it's been raining. Dummy. I know it's been raining. Did it rain on this part of the wall? Yeah, but no, it especially rained on that part of the wall. I guess it did. This faucet's dripping. Okay. I'm not even going to take the cover of it off. I know it's dripping. So that's why we failed the meter test. Tree shouldn't be closer than 25 feet. Tree shouldn't be touching it. More fogging windows. Wood mulch. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to my house. Oh. It's called a clue. It's called a clue. About 3 or 4 times a year. It used to be more. Maybe. Yeah. Depending on the year, I guess. But I just come through here and just accidentally find termites. Oh, termites don't like this type of wood. Okay. Termites don't like food. On along, on along, on along, on along, on along. Tree touching the roof. Moving on along here. Here's our barn dominium. No, actually, it's not. It's not a barn dominium. Hush. This is a workshop. It could be a barn. It's got barn doors over there that don't open and close very well. Okay, but it does not have a bathroom. It does not have plumbing, so it's not heated and air conditioned. It's a workshop. It's pretty good shape. It's got a metal roof. This one's got composition shingles. This is where our air conditioning systems are. We had a little party over here just a little bit. We talked about stumping our toe on that. Needed some stitches and a tetanus shot. Rain gutter should discharge water a little farther away from the house. Moving on along, I was finding something up here of some interest. The open conduit. Now hang on with me, bear with me. We're going to close this. I found it. Like I found it. like I found it. Moving along here, we got a little dog run. More siding, more siding. Come along here, we had a big speech about painting the deck. We did. That's the dog. That's the dog door, and the door that compromised the faucet right there. Moving on around. Lots of grills, lots of good times. No weepos, no weepos, no weepos. Another thing that we don't have, now this isn't a requirement. I'm going to just say I'm going to put this in the inspection report. But it's not going to be listed as a deficiency. It would be if it was new construction. If it's new construction, it's different. But this house was built at a different time. But we don't have any what's known as control joints. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. But we don't have control joints. Okay, so you have this much brickwork, we expect it to move. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen much in the way of movement. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to see how the windows work. We're going to see how the doors work. But if I'm just left to look at the brickwork on the outside, I'm not finding just a lot of horrible, horrible stories. I came over here now this is a slab foundation. It's post-tension concrete slab foundation. I get that. Over here on the corner, okay, those are called shrinkage cracks. Some people call them corner pops. Corner pops, corner pops. Call them what you will. But the brick and the concrete expand and contract at different rates at different times for different reasons. And the pressure comes out at the corner. That might be a brick issue that holds up a brick, but that's not a foundation issue. And I may not like this foundation, or I may love it, or I may I may be neutral about it. But whatever I think about this foundation, those corner pops are not influencing my decision.